After about 8 years, I was putting some dishes away, and I always turned the plates upside down so that the bugs would walk over the back of the plate instead of the side that you ate on. And I was looking out the side of the house, the back of the cupboard, and I saw a sailboat go by, which I thought was very strange, and it was clapboard-sided, so I looked a little further and I saw that there was actually a hole. You know, the wind was blowing right through the house. So I told Bob we had to do something here. We have to fix this house. It was gonna cost around $200,000 just to bring the house up to date because it needed new wiring and plumbing and new insulation and siding. And so we decided, you know, we could build a house for $200,000. I think maybe this house is, I think we're just gonna have to get rid of it, tear it down. Well, when we mentioned that to people on the lake, they said, you can't tear that house down. This is where the sailboats turn. This is a sight line. They turn and go the other direction from this house. Everybody knows this house. It's been here forever. You can't tear it down.
No one would have been surprised had the house been raised and something new built, but it was, I guess what was a bit unusual was Bob and Lori's concern that it be preserved.
One couple has been gracious enough to donate their turn-of-the-century home. With a little spirit and a lot of hard work, this home will be taking a little trip.
So rather than destroy the house, we felt if someone would take it and move it and could use it, and the historical committee was formed to do that as a community project.
They had a group put together trying to save the home, one of the very last original cottages that were built here many years ago.
I see wonderful things in this home. This home is the last cottage that the exterior is pretty much, you know, the way it was, except they've taken off the porches and the columns.
Knowing that this house had so much history and a yacht club once and maids' quarters and all kinds of things happened at that point, lots and lots of history.
Let's see if we can't move that house. So I looked into it, and you can't move it across streets because you have to tear down, it's too wide, you have to tear down the trees, and that was not okay.
The unique thing about this historic home is the fact that it will be relocated and traveling by boat. The plan is to take these 3 barges and create a platform that will hold up to 180,000 pounds. And then take this 50-ton historic home, carefully place it on the barges, then transport it 2 miles across the lake to its destination.
So I found out all the permits that were needed, barges that were needed to move it, a company to jack the house up, put it on wheels. And for all those that were a part of it and were here the day that it moved, it was an unbelievable experience to see a house going down the center of Clark Lake on a big barge that I understand broke away once from its tethers and was floating on its own.
It was a fantastic sight. I had taken off from our cottage and I couldn't see it when I first left the shoreline, and I kind of rounded a point, and all of a sudden there it was, looking bigger than life out there on the water itself. It was really impressive.
The move was very successful. We took it up Ocean Beach on wheels, put it on a foundation, and it became the Clark Lake Community Center.
The house needs to be restored, and that takes help.
And anybody out there that would like to help and that's not afraid to break their fingernails, we are going to have people that'll show them how to put roofs on, take siding off, do electrical work.
The interpretation of what this house means to the local history in this community is very significant. Why people came here, how this lake got to become populated and popular, and then how it evolved from then. History is about the evolution.
I truly believe that the history of Clark Lake needs to be preserved. This lake, it's something about the water, something about the community. Everybody helps everybody. Everybody volunteers. If the lake needs something, usually 4 or 5 or more people around the lake get together, make a few phone calls, and make it happen. It's totally different than any other place I've ever lived in my entire life. You just gotta love Clark Lake, and once you've swam in this water and met these wonderful people, you just don't want to leave.
The history was here, and it's being made every day. We're just trying to catalog it and keep it.
we need to preserve the past of this lake because it's a rich history.
I believe truly it's very important to preserve Clark Lake's past.